friends. Thanks for joining me. This will be a very short live. I want to bring you very sad information pertaining to a young lady who was found uh, thrown out on the side of the road in Houston, Texas, a few days after Thanksgiving 2020. If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to 6ABC News. Alexis Sharkey, Instagram influencer, found dead in Houston, was strangled, autopsy says. It's been nearly 2 months since a woman known for her Instagram presence was found dead, and questions surrounding her death remain unanswered. Alexis Sharkey, a 26-year-old Pennsylvania native who moved to Houston last year and was known for her Instagram presence, was strangled. An autopsy report revealed her death has been ruled a homicide, authorities said. Sharkey was found dead on the side of Red Haw Street on November 28th in West Houston in November. Her story has since gained national attention. Hello, everybody. Her mother, Stacey Robino, who spoke with our sister station, ABC 13, in December, believes foul play was involved. 2 months ago, ABC 13 started to receive several messages from concerned friends and viewers about Sharkey, who family members say went missing on Friday, November 27th. And this is 2020. On the morning of Saturday, November 28th, a city of Houston public works employee driving in the 1000 block of Red Haw saw feet in the bushes, police said. John Richardson works as a supervisor in the city of Houston solid waste department. He said the Thanksgiving holiday pushed back service to the weekend, which is why a garbage truck driver was picking up in that area. Richardson spoke to ABC 13 about the disturbing discovery. The employee called me and said, "Man, I think I see a body, but I'm not for sure, or a mannequin or something," said Richardson. He really didn't know because he didn't stop. Richardson told the employee to continue his pickups and that he'd go out to look for himself with a co-worker. Richardson soon discovered Sharkey's naked body. "So we're looking and we see feet. The feet were in the road," said Richardson. "Man, I'm just devastated. I'm looking at a human being lying there dead. It kind of shook me up a bit. We can't help her. We can't bring her back." Robino said she learned of her daughter's disappearance through Tom Sharkey, her son-in-law. Robino lives in northwestern Pennsylvania and said she hadn't spoken with her daughter since just before Thanksgiving. She said the two were discussing Christmas plans at the time. But sadly, by November 29th, she learned that her worst fear had come to pass and that her daughter's body had been found. I do believe she was murdered, yes. From what I've been able to gather, as well as a mother's gut, I learned very young as a mom to trust my gut. It's not let me down, said Robino last year. Sharkey had a large following on Instagram with more than 20,000 followers on the platform. According to friends, she was a mentor with a hair and skincare company called Mona. As for her husband, Tom, he did end up talking to ABC 13, explaining that he did everything in his power to find his wife. Sharkey's close friends revealed that she mentioned fearing for her safety before she died. The discussion happened between Sharkey and a friend during their trip to Marfa, Texas, about a month before her death. "She confided in me that night. She's petrified," a friend said. "This girl is scared for her life. She was a friend to literally all," another friend said. "Such a good person." So far, no one has been charged or arrested in Sharkey's death. And that's the sad information. I want to thank you all for joining me. This is a very brief live. Please, no super chats. No super chats from now on, because I learned that they take a percentage out. YouTube, and takes a while to get the money, so no more super chats when I go live. If you want to donate anything to this channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is $Big Angie 129. If you're watching this video, if you ever see me go live, please do not do any more super chats to the channel, because I don't want you all donating money that they're taking money out of, that I won't be getting. So just to let you all know that. But if you want to donate anything to this channel, no matter what it is, I kindly appreciate whatever you give if you decide to. Big Angie 129. No more super chats. Thank you so much. This is a brief live because I will be bringing you another one probably a day or two, because it'll be a month of the young men gone missing out, and young boys gone missing out in California. And I'll bring said information about that on the 21st. But today, my story is about Miss Sharkey. She was an Instagram influencer. She was 26 years of age. She was married to an older guy. There's been a lot of strife between he and her mother. Issues of GoFundMe pages and trying to get her buried back in Pennsylvania. He stopped speaking to her. He stopped speaking to the news. So it's a lot of hype going on with this situation. I do not know if they are speaking or not. There's lots of articles right now uploaded through Google that you can get information about Miss Sharkey and her life. And my understanding from friends' accounts, and this is all allegedly, things was not working out well with her husband. She allegedly feared for her life, her safety, and it just seems very odd that she spent Thanksgiving with her friends. There are photos uploaded on social media that she spent time with her friends on that Thursday. The husband says she walked out on a Friday, allegedly inebriated, and he was so concerned about her safety, which makes no sense. Why wouldn't you not stop your wife from walking out? So now you want to tell me she left out on a Friday and ended up on Red Hall Road naked and thrown out with her feet out of the brush. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me at all. And how would she have gotten there? Because if I'm not mistaken, Red Hall Road is about 4 miles from her home. So how did she get there naked? And they never revealed that a car was found that belonged to her. So how did she get there? That's because somebody put her there. And now you see an autopsy report has been revealed that she was strangled. And naturally, in the initial reports of this story, they said there was no visible wounds to the body. Now, who's to say if they just said that because they didn't want the suspect to know anything? Because as I keep telling you all, when you follow these stories, sometimes things are not revealed to the public for various reasons because they don't want the suspect to know that they know what they've done, what they've said, evidence. And I've told you all this 1,000 times when I talk about these true crime stories. Everything will not be revealed in an open investigation. And it doesn't matter if it's a missing persons case, if it is a murder, homicide investigation. Everything will not be revealed to the public as to preserve the integrity of the investigation. None of y'all business. Okay. Anyway, that is the said information. Prayers to Miss Robino, her mother, who I know is distraught with this recent death of her child, and now she has part closure in knowing how her child was found dead. She was strangled. And now the worst case is going to be finding the suspect who murdered Miss Sharkey. And I don't know who murdered her. It does not look good in the husband's favor because, as I state, friends are coming forward with information. Hi, Nitra. How you doing? Yes, Nitra. Hopefully, information will come forward. But you know how it is when you start getting gossip about conversations. Who said what, who did what, who feared for their life, blah, blah, blah. You start assuming things, and there was a lot of speculation on social media with the husband. He was bickering back and forth with random people on Facebook. You know, that's why I said Facebook is just, people go to that thing like it's the Holy Grail, and it's really the worst place to be discussing someone's death. Nobody even knew how the lady died. I mean, it was suspect. Hi, Pretty K, how you doing? It was suspect because she was discarded like trash on the side of the road. And then once you start getting people bringing the 411 that she had marital problems, allegedly financial issues of them dividing up their money. There was also an issue, speculation that they had been going into a divorce. Some paperwork may have been filed that week or some type of agreement, something. Don't quote me, but that's an allegation. So whatever was going on between the two, Alexis and Tom, it didn't show well in her favor because she is now no longer living. And I don't know if Mr. Tom Sharkey murdered his wife, but I still believe something was suspect with him because his behavior thereafter was suspect. The fact that he did not want to talk to the news. He called the news and told them don't call him, which was ignorant. Because your wife just was found dead. Why would you want to stop talking to the news? Then next thing you know, you hear he's not talking to the mother. The coroner is reaching out to next of kin about her body. And you don't find that strange? And why did they need to set up a GoFundMe page to ship her body back to Pennsylvania? That to me was so lame and disrespectful to the dead. Because Mr. Tom, you had a decent job allegedly. That's why you all moved to Houston, was for a better job opportunity. So your wife was found dead. And you mean to tell me you didn't think it was appropriate for her to be buried back in her hometown, and you didn't think to try to make provisions to get your wife back home where she's from? She wasn't from Texas. So that's right. So he was acting like he was going to be the orchestrator of handling her remains. And the next thing you know, the coroner doesn't have contact with anybody. Don't you find that strange? Suspect? Of course it is. And so they reached out to her mother, rightfully so. And naturally, it costs to ship a body from one location to the other. And when you're talking about from Houston to Pennsylvania, that is a long way to ship a body. Then, of course, you've got to pay each part of the way for each little thing done, getting the body there. You know what I'm saying? Someone to pick up the body, of course, the funeral home, and you know how the rest of that goes. So that's a lot for a person to have to deal with, just learning that their child has been found dead. Don't know how the child got there. Now they're trying to ship a body from one place to the other, and they don't have a good rapport with the husband at the time. Then they're hearing all this gossip and he said, she said about the relationship between the man and their child. Can you imagine how daunting and upsetting that would be? It could not be good. And I feel sorry for Miss Robino and her husband and family. I really feel sorry for them. And my condolences to Miss Robino and her immediate family and friends, because this has to be a terrible time for she and her family. Now that the news has released that her child was strangled, and now it's a matter of finding who the suspect is. And I want to thank you all for joining me. For those who are coming in, 26 in the room, 16 thumbs up. As I state, no more super chats to this channel. I appreciate that. Little information somebody gave me a week ago, and then hearing somebody else mention it recently. YouTube takes its time about paying the funds to the account, and we now know. I now learned that yes, I have a Cash App. YouTube takes a portion of that the funds that you all would send to the channel, the super chat. I'm new to all this, learning all this, so they're taking a percentage, and I don't want anyone taking a percentage of your money that you're sending, because I don't know exactly what they take or don't take. As I stated, I'm new to all this, so there's no need to you giving your money and it's going to the channel. It's going to YouTube. It ain't coming to me, because I can tell you, Queen hasn't seen anything but a couple of cents. So and I just got to the threshold about coming up now 2 weeks ago. So it takes a couple of weeks for everything to finalize, to get everything, in your account and the PIN, all that old crazy stuff that you don't really care anything about. But just to let you know, I don't want your money going to waste, because right now we're in a dire situation with COVID. People need their money, and I value your support, but I don't want your money going to waste. But if you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129, and you'll know I directly get that. So thank you so much. I'm not going to hold you all long. I'm 13 minutes in. I know you all was probably waiting for me to jump on. As I state, I won't come back on to probably the 21st, when I will bring you said information about out west and the children, because that will mark an entire 30 days of the children going missing. But I did want to bring you this information about Miss Sharkey. The autopsy has proven that the young lady who was murdered out in Texas the weekend of Thanksgiving, she was strangled to death. Thank you, Nietzsche. Thank you, Nietzsche. Honey, this was a lounge day, so, honey, I just put a little blush on, lip gloss. I said, let me go on up so I can talk to the fans, let them know that they're still appreciating, that I value you guys' commentary. I just needed a little break. Past couple of days, I needed a break. But I thank you all for following, the supporters. I want to thank all the people who have upped the Queen's status on YouTube. I am now 315 new subscribers in a week as of earlier today when I checked. And I want to thank you for that, my new subscribers. I hope you enjoyed the content that I bring to you, and know that we can agree to disagree, but so long as we're respectful of one another, the ride can continue cohesively. So I just want to thank all of you for joining me. Thank you, Video Champ. Thank you so much. Yes. As I say, this is just a sad case. As I told you all the other day, what's sad to me is how 1 minute you're talking about one story, And then, as I tell you, you can go lie your head down in the comfort of your home, your space, and then you look up and you hear the most horrific news about somebody else, somebody's child, somebody's sister, brother. And it is the most disturbing thing. It is the most disturbing thing that people are so vile out here, and they have no regard for you as a human being. They don't care anything about you. And they're walking by you and they're laughing with you. They're talking with you. They're your neighbor. They're the guy at the grocery store, the garbage man. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know people. And it's sickening that you talk about one story and just as quick as you open your eyes the next day, there's a notification on the news, your phone, device, whatever, telling you something happened over here in this town or across the country. And it's sickening that people have no respect for life. They have no regard for life. And this is why I tell all of you, you have to be very careful the company you keep, the people you talk to, the people you meet, the people you greet, the people you bring in your home, because you don't know people. And even if you date them or marry them, you do not know them. Yeah, Cynthia, I just needed to relax. I've been watching other content creators. So that's what I've been doing the past couple of days, just watching others, enjoying my little downtime. But I thank you all for the support and the kind words. And but this is a sad day for Miss Robino, because she now knows her child was strangled to death, and I'm sure she is not taking this news very well out in Pennsylvania. And Yellow Man, hey Yellow Man, right? Yellow Man, you said it, and that's the truth. That's the truth. When you have nothing to lose, what you tell yourself, then you don't mind going out here robbing someone else of their life. Hi, baby. Thank you so much, Yellow Man. You have nothing to lose. And that's a shame that a human would think that to him or herself, that they will go out here and hurt you and harm you, because frankly they don't care. That's first and foremost. And what you have to tell yourself, if a person don't care about you, whether they know you or not, they don't care about themselves. So they don't mind harming you because they don't have any self-love. And all these stories that I discuss, just like other content creators in the news or wherever you hear the story, it is sad and shameful. Hi, Candy Lee. How you doing? Good to see you, baby. It is shameful that you're walking by people every day and you don't know them, and you're sitting up here wondering what led this person. And one thing I told myself, I said this to myself last night, I was saying, why ask why? Because it will never make any sense to you. It would never make any sense to you why someone would want to harm somebody for no reason. See, there's no reason to go out here murdering somebody for no reason. We're not supposed to kill anyway, if you believe in the law and the Bible. But nonetheless, there will be a time when you may have to fight for your life. And you've got to pray that you will be the the winner. Yes, Yellow Man, they do it every day. Yes, indeed. And that's what's so sad. So I pray that none of you end up in any of these situations that I discuss on this channel. You don't end up like Miss Sharkey. You don't end up married to somebody and fearing for your life, and you're whispering to your friends how scared you are. Because there's been some ugly things said about her husband. As I stated, I don't know what is truth. All these are allegations. Let me make that clear. All these are allegations against Mr. Tom Sharkey. But my thing is, I don't see anyone making up somebody strangling them, beating them up. It's alleged that she would black out, which we know you don't usually black out on your own unless you have health problems. She'd wake up in the bathroom on the floor. So what you have to ask yourself, how'd she get down there? And it's been repeated that this has happened more than one time, that she has come to on the bathroom floor. Well, Nitra, everything's a choice. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. Maybe she wanted to make her marriage work. I don't know. This was a weekend of Thanksgiving, 2020. On a Saturday morning, she was discovered. The Saturday after Thanksgiving. But that's what women need to understand. When you see the vile comments, the pushing, the shoving, the blows to the face, the head, whatever, or a woman, it's time to go. There's no need in trying to talk about it, make it work. Make what work? It's nothing to work out. Because I can tell you, if somebody just out of the blue walk up to you and punch you in your damn face, what the hell do you have to talk about after that? You can stay, of course. You can walk away for a couple of days. You can come back. How you doing, California girl? Good to see you. But the thing is, you should know that if a person is bold enough to knock you down, hit you in your face, knock you in your teeth, knock your teeth out, whichever, or just beat you down, you could forgive him or her. The point is, they have the propensity to do it again. And that's the point. It doesn't matter that you love them. Doesn't matter that you like them. Doesn't matter that you're married to him, her. The point is, right, Nietzsche's never okay. The point is, there is that propensity for he or she to do it again. So what you're feeling for him or her is obsolete. It's null and it's void. Because they don't respect you. He or she doesn't respect him or herself. So how could they respect you? And you're always going to be wondering the next time they're going to put their hands on you. And why would you want to live like that? You don't want to live like that. You don't want to be in that situation where you're wondering when somebody is going to put their hands on you. Or if they're going to harm you in your sleep. Or you're in public. You don't know if they're going to go off, say something out of the way. You know, because you don't know. And I know there's people who've lived like this. Who've lived on pins and needles, dating people, married to people. They can't say anything to people. They can't say hello. They can't do anything. They can't look at a person. You don't want to live like that because that takes away from living when you can't be yourself. You got to watch everything you do, everything you say. You don't want to live like that. So I pray that none of you are living like that. Let me say that. If you are, please seek help. Sorry, I know. You should know it. 22 minutes in, it's got to start. I'm working on all of that, so just bear with me. But I'm going to jump off of here because I don't want to do the buffering thing. Like I told you all, the 21st, I'll be back to talk about the children out west because it will mark 30 days. Thank you, Yellow Man. I'll be back on the 21st because that will mark 1 month that the children went missing out west. I do not know. Yeah, I'm telling you, Video Champ, the other day talking about those kids, I promise you, every device that I had has messed up. This one blinks out. The other one that I was filming on, it now charge. It will not hold a charge, the other device. The Roku box stopped working on YouTube to where I have to take the cords out and put back in. And so the first thing I said is, don't you find it odd that you're talking about those kids and every device in my house now does not work properly? And I kid you not. The Roku is up now. I don't know what's going on. It's just weird to me. It's the area I'm in. I don't know if it's the area. You can't have 3 devices going down at the same time while you're talking about two missing boys and all your devices shut down. That's a bit weird. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy because, you know, I don't do all that type of stuff. I just think it's weird that I was noticing all the devices were stopping the same night. Because I've never had a problem with this Roku. Because that one's probably a year old or so. So then I think that's a replacement. So that's just very odd to me. All the stuff to start doing weird stuff. Well, you know, Yellow Man, this is what I've learned. When you talk about devilment, I keep telling you all that. You're sucking in that negative energy. When you're talking about 2 missing children, a dead lady, whomever, you're sucking in that energy. Whether you know these people or not, you are bringing that negative energy in. Because you're talking about death. There's nothing positive about death. So you're talking about that nonstop. Now you're talking about it every day on a YouTube channel. You're sucking all that negative energy in. And like I said, it could be just a fluke. It's time for another phone. It's time for another Roku box. I don't know. But all I can say, in one night, everything flickering, don't work no more. It's just strange. It's strange. I was like, okay, so now I got to go buy all this new stuff. So what that means, I can't talk about any more stories on the channel because everything is breaking down. I'm just saying, it's just very, very weird. Yeah, that truly will hang around you. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. And that's the point, is what I'm trying to make, is that the stories I talk about are horrific. And when you sit up here every day talking about missing children and the devilment and the weirdness and oddness and strange stuff that the parents are doing and saying, you're sucking all that negative energy in. And then you've got the commenters saying crazy stuff. And you're sucking all that in. And I thought, you know what? This is what I'm not going to do. I'm not about to be affected by what's going on in California City. Commenters, anything negative. Where hell, in my own area, I don't want none of that negative stuff all day, every day. So, yes, a couple days, I needed to do me and think about something else. But naturally, I'm still thinking about it because I'm watching other content creators' channels, watching what they're saying, who they're talking to. And it's just a lot of craziness. But check out the one lady's channel. I think it's called It's a Crime. It's a Caucasian lady with dark hair. She had some information on her channel about an expert that's read those two parents' demeanor. And when I say it's like spot on, the information is spot on. The information that expert was critiquing, he critiqued everything down from the way they stood, the way they talked. I mean, it was just like very interesting. Okay, so I recommend you watch that It's a Crime channel. Yes, It's a Crime. It's that critique that the expert gave. She read off, the things he said. It's a bit winded, but the critiquing is spot on. Because if you go back and watch those original interviews of Trezell and Jacqueline, because I didn't want to mention her name in this live, but if you go back, you'll see how they behave, the wording of everything. Everything he said is what we already thought in the beginning. This conversation doesn't make any sense. Any sense. The wording was inappropriate for the subject matter. And I think we all know that when you talk to some people and you listen at the way they talk, the way they carry themselves, first thing you'll say to yourself, why are they talking like that? What does this have to do with what we're talking about? Why are you using that type of language? Hey, how you doing, honey? Why are you using that type of language in a situation that's serious? And you have people like that they don't use appropriate terminology for the subject matter. And so then you're starting to think, well, are they trying to make a joke, or they're just insensitive? They just don't give a damn. Probably all of the above. But I love the way he broke it down. That these people are detached. Guiltiness. Speaking of when they were in the moment. I've said that to you guys before. That when Trezell spoke, he was in the moment. When he last dealt with the children. So everything that you're hearing in that news interview is what happened last, when he was in the company of those kids. And that's the said information. Yes, a big circus. Well, he said neglect at least. Yeah, but I think we are probably leaning towards more than neglect. It's probably a whole lot worse than child neglect. Whole lot worse. Whole lot worse. I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm not going to hold long. I'm going to try to get back on a little bit later, but I want to thank you for joining me because I don't want to have no device issues, messing up my live to go longer. But I want you all to pray for Miss Sharkey's family. Miss Robino is her mother. She is on Facebook. You probably can read some of her commentary pertaining to this case and the death of her child. And I know she is just distraught knowing her child was strangled. And I want you to pray for her and her friends and family because they're going to need it now that they've got the said information. Thanks, Yellow Man. And I am just so... I was waiting. And this is why I tell you all, and I'm going to say this to some of you who listen and don't listen. Don't get yourselves worked up and upset because you're not getting the information from the police or the FBI that investigates a case. They have work to do. They have a job to do. And in order for them to get the case right, they have to make sure that they're, crossing all T's and dotting I's. And if they don't do that, then there's a chance that one, the suspect or suspect will get off if arrested. There will be a technicality. So you see, you want everything done thoroughly. And know that they can't reveal everything to you, because then they will be telling the suspect what's going on. And they'll be showing their hand. And we already know that when you play cards, you never dip your hands down to show your cards. So this is why people need to stop bickering and going off and, saying ugly things about the police department and this agency and that agency. If you're not there, you don't really know what's going on. And I don't think you really want them to just come out and start telling you stuff about the parents, the alleged caretakers, because then they would know how the police feels about them, the FBI. You don't want that. Because people do go on the run. People do also kill themselves and kill other people. So see, you all aren't thinking about those type of things. Because as Yellow Man just said, well, you have nothing to lose. Do you understand what I'm saying? And as Duty Ron said, if indeed these people killed these children, then you're dealing with some dangerous people. So what you have to tell yourself is, if they're willing to kill children, what would they do to you? And this is why I said it's an important issue with the neighbor. He's risked his life by talking, giving up video footage. Who would want to risk their life and safety to be involved in a case and or lie in a case? It makes no sense. Makes no sense. And I'm not saying you don't have people who will lie, manipulate, clout chasers, but one thing you all don't seem to understand is that we don't live in California City, and we don't live in that neighborhood, and we're not their neighbors, the West. And they still own that house as far as I know. So imagine living out there and you have spoken up. They know where you are. And if they don't want to get to you to get caught, they can surely send somebody to do something to you. Do you all understand what I'm saying? So this is not a joke. This is serious business pertaining to these children. And I'm going to get off that subject. But thanks for joining me in this short stream. I will be back on to discuss the boys in another day or so, because it will mark 1 month of their disappearance on the 21st. If nothing if nothing happens of release from the police, I'm still going to roll with it. Well, that's to be expected. That's to be expected. Well, I don't know, Pretty K. That's why I said I know, and I don't want to throw shade to anybody, because everybody's gossiping right now on YouTube about this and that. And I'm the type of person, I don't need my name wrapped up in anything, because I don't have anything invested. I just bring you the said information, in my opinion. What people do is their business, honey. You can't tell grown people how to act. You can't tell grown people what they should and shouldn't do. If those people want to continuously keep going to that house to film and stand out there, that is on them. Frankly, I don't see anything there. As I state, I got it in the beginning because it was a breaking story. But now to keep going back, to stand there and film and look and gawk, when in Rome, that is what they want to do. What can you say? Nothing. It won't make a bit of difference. It won't make a bit of difference saying anything about it. But I thank you all for the support. And as I state, any other lives I do, please, no more super chats. No more super chats when I go live, because I don't want your money being chipped out of by YouTube. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm checking out of here. God bless you. Stay warm. I will be bringing you another video pertaining to the boys and the 1 month of this investigation or whatever. Yes, I'm enjoying my break. It's peaceful. Video chip is peaceful. Nitra, how you all doing? Everybody, Pretty Cake, thank you. Yes, Mary Blue, thanks for putting that up there. Big Angie, $ Big Angie 129. Any donations to the channel? Please, no more super chats during the lives. I don't want your money being chipped away by YouTube. They make enough money. They don't need to make money off of you guys, because to me that's not fair. Thank you so much. God bless all of you. I'll be back with another update. I might upload another video here with another breaking story. Thank you so much. Yes, Yellow Man, holla at me on IG. Big Sexy 71. I'm still there. You all are still sending me stuff, videos and commentary through IG. I appreciate it. I'm out of here. God bless all of you. Prayers for Miss Alexis Sharkey and her mother. God bless her mother, Miss Romano. My prayers are with you, Miss Romano. I'm so sorry you had to get this news yesterday or early today about your daughter. But we're going to pray that justice is served for Miss Alexis Sharkey, that her killer will be brought forward, and he, she, them, whoever, will be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And we're just going to pray for this young lady. She was a pretty girl. I saw pictures of her, her last pictures of her alive, in one of the news articles that you Google. And she's a pretty girl. She was a pretty girl. And it's just sad to look at her standing there with her two friends. And now she's gone. I mean, it's baffling to me. Thank you, Helen. Thank you so much. Thank you all. God bless all of you. I'll be back a little bit later. Until the next video, like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.